everyone, and welcome to a review where it might feel like I'm throwing it back. We've got the wet hair here. Listen, I got places to be, and no time to let my hair dry before I start filming, so I am just going to get on into it. I've got a new foundation to test out with you all today, / this week. It is the RMS Beauty ReEvolve Medium Coverage Liquid Foundation. It is $48 for 0.98 fluid ounce of product, so it is pricey, and you get less than the typical ounce, but when's the last time we've actually gone through an ounce of foundation? Let's be honest. Well, maybe you have. You're probably not a maniac like me and test out a new foundation every single week, but anywho, this is the new foundation, and I'm excited to try it. I've never tried anything from RMS Beauty before, not that I know of anyways, and it just, I don't know, it tickled my fancy. The shade range did not tickle my fancy. There's only 15 shades available, and all of the fair / light shades look very yellow, at least on Sephora's website. So even though it says that the one that I picked out has neutral undertones, the 11.5 shade, I'm debating that based on the picture here. But we shall see. It says that this is going to have a natural finish. It is clean at Sephora. We love that. Going to be long wearing, medium coverage, and there are no silicones in here. And yeah, to reiterate, those same things. It's going to give all day medium coverage, and skin improving benefits are also in there for a youthful looking complexion. These are the highlighted ingredients that will apparently give us that youthful complexion. It's also vegan, gluten-free, cruelty-free, and comes in recyclable packaging. All great things. And yeah, once again, I feel like they're just reiterating how amazing this is supposed to be. It's going to hydrate, visibly firm, and soften the skin. It's got Titanol in it, which you might have read in the highlighted ingredients. I did not yet, but Titanol, that's hilarious. Gonna firm the skin, make it tight, if you will. And to use, oh my goodness, this is a long list. 1 pump, 2 pumps, fingers, brush, or sponge. Wow! They are bold enough to say, use it daily! Okay. But I do like that it apparently is refillable, so that's cool. That must be where, aside from the cardboard packaging, the recyclability comes in. So, let's see if I did a good thing. Now that's looking ultra pink! What have I done? They said it's buff beige with neutral undertones. I feel like a lot of times I can get away with buff beige, like at the drugstore. So that's why I picked this one, especially because the other ones were, you know, either for fair skin or they had a golden undertone listed. Now listen, I am all for safety seals and whatnot, but when they are just unpeelable, I don't need to make my day any harder than it already. Cassie, your days are not hard. Okay, anywho. Sticker off. Now we twist. Ooh, innovation. And I'm assuming this, oh my gosh, this is like Scentbird. Not sponsored, but this is just like Scentbird. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is terribly dark. No, no, we're taking a family photo today. Whatever, this is my life. This is the path I have chosen. Let's do it to it. Whee! If my face is looking extra tan in the photo, then my face is looking extra tan in the photo. Or will you guys have mercy on me and let me use a little bit of a mix-in to lighten this up? Hello? Hello? Okay, I was gonna say, maybe the foundation is sparing me and it's not even gonna allow me to put it on my face. Foundations never have mercy on me. I don't know why I had that expectation. Okay, we've got a brush and a sponge as per usual to test this out today. No primer. The occasional cat hair. This is all just par the course here. But let's see how this blends out. Let's see if I'll be able to make this work. Oh good, it doesn't look as dark as it did in the bottle. This pleases me. And it looks like that little bit is going a long way. So this is exciting. I even feel like I might have used too much. I'm not sure that the brush, it sounds like Hairball City in the background. Sorry, nothing I can do about it. Like I said, I got places to be. Okay, so that's looking pretty orange. I know, I'm sorry, I have to go in with a sponge to get this to blend out with how orange this is. The brush wasn't gonna be able to buff that completely in. So let's go ahead and keep doing our darndest. I mean, aside from the color being wrong for me, I think it looks like it's doing well. Definitely giving coverage where I had blemishes. Doesn't look heavy on the skin or anything. Potentially promising. Now let's go ahead and see about this side with just the sponge. I don't know, kicks and giggles could be fun. God, I'm just looking like a golden orange goddess. Goddess, really? I'm trying to make myself feel better, okay? Let me. So, we're gonna try and build this up a bit. It looks like the sponge definitely worked better. I do think I like it with the brush and the sponge in tandem. So, I'm just gonna see if I can get this to build. It gave good enough coverage on its own with just that one layer. But like I said, I do want to give it a try here, see what it can do. And ta-da! There we have it. I do think that layering it gave it the slightest bit more coverage, so that's good. I think it looks pretty good on the skin. An almost satin finish, but more on the matte side of things. And not even matte. It just looks a little dry in a couple areas. Nothing too crazy or bad or anything, but you know, it doesn't look the most natural on the skin, but it looks alright. It looks fine. I think with the rest of my makeup, I'm gonna be able to make it work here, but here it is on its own for now. I'm gonna get on with my day. I've got a couple family things going on, and then I will see you all at the end of the night, and you can have a peek-see at how this foundation did. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. It's end of the night here. I look crusty. When is the last time a foundation has made me look crusty? Or you crusty? Like, crusty? Just generally not a term I would use with foundation, but this one, it seems appropriate. You want to take a look? I just think it looks bad overall. Like, it crusted next to my eye, which is really weird. It has rubbed off of my nose in a pretty unattractive way. Certainly underneath my glasses. It is gone. Around my mouth, it looks crusty. You know, it has cracked and everything. I would say it looks the best on my forehead, but like overall, it doesn't look great. And it doesn't have me super excited to keep on testing this, but it has felt fairly lightweight throughout the day. I shouldn't even say fairly. It has felt lightweight throughout the day. It has felt like in my oily spots, especially my nose, my forehead, it feels like it's gonna wipe off, and I certainly have noticed transfer onto my fingers throughout the day. Nothing atrocious, but certainly there. But yeah, hopefully with the help of some primers, we'll be able to make this work. Time will tell, and I will bring you those results in just a second here. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. It's the end of the night here on day 3 of testing, and before I give everything away by babbling on, I would rather show you while babbling on, which then does give it away, but in a more proper manner. So for day 2, I thought maybe since this foundation looked so crusty and bad on day 1, that maybe I need to use a more hydrating primer, or just a hydrating primer in general. So I went ahead and used my Smashbox Primerizer, my hydrating primer. I also used my Too Faced Full Cover Concealer for my large blemishes, and then a brush and a sponge to blend this out, just the one layer of it, since I was able to use the Too Faced concealer. I was hoping for much better of a look that day, like I said, because of the hydrating primer. However, even with that going on, and of course a moisturized face beforehand, it still ended up looking dry and caked on my skin. Granted, the fact that this is the wrong color does not help, but, well, I mean, it definitely hurt. But just in general, this still did not look good on my skin from the get-go. Thankfully, throughout wear, it did feel lightweight once again, but even with just the tiniest bit of my oil starting to come through, I was noticing that anytime I touched my face, even the tiniest little bit, I was noticing quite a lot of transfer. So once it got to be the end of the night, I was pretty surprised at how good it looked from far away. But up close, it was once again cakey, or not necessarily cakey, but definitely cracked, and you could see, you know, like in my brow, in my eye lines where I smile, and my laugh lines around my mouth, it just was creasing and making lines, and it also wiped straight off with my fingers, with my swipe test, like a large amount of it wiped right off. I mean, overall, I thought the fade was a lot more graceful yesterday, but like I said, it wasn't great overall. So on day 3 here, my hopes were low. However, I was still gonna give it another chance. You know, hydrating primer didn't help. Let's use a more like slightly mattifying primer. Let's go ahead and use my Skin Ink primer. I also did use, oh boy, you would think I could remember. This was just this morning. I'm pretty positive. You'll see in the footage, but I did the foundation first, and then I went ahead and used my Milk Flex Concealer on top of it for my bigger blemishes. I just once again wanted to kind of show the kind of coverage that this foundation can give without the concealer, but you know, overall it looked pretty much the same. Once again, I thought it looked a bit less dry overall, a bit less crusty, but that being said, it did cling to some dry spots that I have, particularly one spot on my nose. So overall, I wasn't able to make it look that much better, but I thought it looked a little bit better today. However, throughout the day, I had the exact same results as I have been having, where even at the slightest hint of my oils coming through, this stuff just wipes right off onto my fingers, transfer galore. That being said, I do think it looks the best here on day 3. I think that my oils made it look a lot less cakey and dry. It looks a little bit dry, like on my chin or on my mouth, but overall, it's kind of shocking that it transferred so much onto my fingers throughout the day, because the fade looks pretty graceful, at least to me when I'm looking at it up close here. So I mean, that's kind of a feat. I should give it definite credit there. I just, overall, this has been the kind of foundation where I'm like, can I take it off yet? Please, is it the end of the night? Are we done here? You know what I'm saying? There are just those foundations that are kind of like a bra where you're like, I'm ready. I've lived my life. I'm done, at least for today. So I'll still give you the pros and the cons here, because why not? The pros that I was able to come up with is that this is surprisingly lightweight on my face. I say surprisingly mainly because usually if my oils come through with a foundation and that makes it transfer, usually those foundations feel quite heavy on my skin or uncomfortable. This one, I will give it credit, has felt lightweight. And also, I will give it credit that with a primer, this can have a graceful fade to it, surprisingly. I'm shocked, truly, but I do want to give it credit where it is deserved, because we got a list of cons for sure that way outweigh those pros. Number 1 being the shade range, even like neglecting the fact that this is just the wrong shade for me. Just looking at the shade range alone, it's not great. There were not a lot of shades to choose from, so that certainly needs improvement. It also does not look natural on the skin, at least not for me, be it at the beginning of the day or the end of the day. I think it just looks like I'm wearing foundation. It looks like I've got kind of, you know, a mask on, and on top of that, a crusty mask. So just not a mask that I personally enjoy wearing. It also clings to dry spots if you have dry patches of skin, and then the biggest downfall for me is that this stuff is just transfer city. It wipes right off, and I do not enjoy that. So another foundation that I was really excited to try, but it just didn't end up doing it for me. I hope this review was helpful for you all in case you were curious about it. Certainly let me know in the comments down below if you have tried out this foundation, what kind of skin do you have, and did it or did it not work for you. You can also let me know if there are other foundations or products you want to see me test here in future weekly wears. You can also let me know if you found the review helpful or enjoyable by giving it a thumbs up down below. No lip product. That was a little better. Down below I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap the notification bell down below and become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I would love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!